Hello and welcome to the United Stand, the morning transfer update every morning for you in January. So get liking, get involved, get commenting if you're not watching it live. But first of all, we're going to start off with one a little bit to the left. Nicholas Zuhl, 21 years of age, Hoffenheim in Germany, 6'5". Straight away, you probably pretty much know he's not a midfielder, he's a centre-back. We need a commandeering centre-back who's good in the air, and this lad is one of those players that's been highlighted by one of those many scouts that Jose Mourinho sent out around Europe about 3 or 4 months ago. Apparently this guy is the real deal, exactly the sort of centre-back we need. We need somebody who's going to get us competitive on corners. We're awful on corners, but also more importantly, domineering at the back, winning crosses. We've been far better over the last month. You know, Mourinho's really drilled Jones and Rojo, but people who are 6'5" are going to be pretty commandeering in the back line, like I said, and this lad potentially could be one of those sort of Bay signings, so keep an eye on that name. Lindelof, Victor Lindelof, Benfica, 6'2", could cost as much as £40 million. We still think this deal's done. We've been saying it for about a week and a half now. Got a bit of stick for it when the British press came out in the middle of last week and said it's not going to happen. I think it's still going to happen, and I think if it's going to happen, it's going to happen this week, so keep an eye on that. We will be reacting live to any transfer news, so keep an eye on the United Stand, like, subscribe and all that lot. I know I did a video not too long ago. It hasn't gone up, so hopefully this one is going to work, but let's see. I'll delete the other one if so. But yeah, Victor Lindelof, I think that could happen. What else could happen this month realistically before we get onto some of the far-fetched stuff? Nelson Semedo, right back at Feyenoord. Again, early 20s, fits the bill, quick, good going forward, and Mourinho could really mould him into a top-class right back. Same with Feyenoord's Karsdorp, another young lad in his early 20s, another right back. We feel we need a right back. I mean, Valencia's been a sensation, but somebody to back him up would be good, because I think Darmian's time is surely coming to an end. Very clumsy and just doesn't seem to instill any confidence really in United as a left back or as a right back. Anybody else? Somebody a bit left field maybe. You might get a Frank Kessie from Atalanta. You might get a Van Dijk from Southampton. A lot of people interested in him. Could cost more than £40 million, which seems a lot of money for a centre-back, but he's Premier League proven, mid-20s, tall, good, proved himself at Southampton, like I say, but Arsenal, City and United potentially interested in him. I'd have a slight concern that we might end up going for Fonte, Jose Fonte from Southampton, a lot cheaper, 33. I'm not a massive fan of his, but again, if Mourinho signs a centre-back, or you've got to trust him on his defensive choices really. He seems to know what he's on about. So Fonte, I wouldn't rule that out completely. Not going to happen in January, but Griezmann, we really feel that will happen in the summer, and what a signing he would be. But staying with Atletico Madrid, Saul Niguez, he's a player we spoke about during the transfer window in the summer when we were doing the videos there. Player I really like. Again, in that early 20s category, which we like United to sign because it means that they're still young enough to develop and get their prime years at United. Early 20s, like I say, 6 foot for a midfielder, and he can play anywhere. Typically Spanish, very, very good on the ball, but he's physically good, can play anywhere across the midfield, and ultimately he's going to be a centre midfielder. Not going to come in January, but maybe in the summer. Signed a new contract last summer when we were linked to him, and I think his buyout clause is pretty high, well over £50 million. But we can afford that, especially if we're doing a double deal with Griezmann and a replacement for Carrick. There's no such thing as a replacement for Carrick. I can't think of anybody in European football who plays like him. He's irreplaceable. That's why we're still using him so much. However, a different sort of midfielder, Griezmann, Saul Niguez would be, and he'd be very, very welcome at Manchester United. Just want to say quickly about Harry Kane. £80 million for Harry Kane. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold this morning. We've already got the best striker in England, and that's Marcus Rashford. I've been saying that for months. He's just not getting enough game time because it's difficult to get into our team. He came on as a left winger yesterday and was, arguably man of the match. I thought De Gea was better, but he was arguably man of the match. Superb. He's a forward. He's the best striker in the country. So that's what I would be wanting is to be using, to be honest. And Harry Kane for £80 million. I think he's a bit of a big game bottler. I think his hold-up play is pretty poor. I think he's quite slow. He's not really what I would want, although a lot of you would. I think it'd be a waste of money, and he could flop. And in the big games, he tends to flop. People going out the door, got to talk about that. Morgan Schneiderlin, £18 million. I'd like to get 20, but 25 million I think we paid 2 years ago for a player who's done nothing. If we can get 18 million, there's rumours of West Brom and Everton pursuing him. Nothing concrete about Memphis yet, but we'll keep you updated with anyone going out the door. I feel Schweinsteiger will go as well. Don't want him to go, but not used again at the weekend. I think he's surplus to requirements, and I think if an offer comes in from the MLS, we'll let him go. But that's a quick whirlwind top of what's happening at the moment. Like I say, we'll probably be doing these at this time, early in the morning, about 6:30 UK time, just to give you the fresh news so you've got it for the day. And we will obviously react live to anything that happens during the day. And we're live tonight at 8:30 with a more extensive transfer show. We'll talk about Nicholas Sewell a little bit more, and a few others that we've got kept back for you. So like the video, subscribe, get involved with the United Stand, comment below, let us know what you think about us doing these as a daily vlog sort of transfer thing, because you've asked for that. You know, we love our transfers, we know you do, and it's interesting just to get that fresh news, even if some of it's not going to be true, but some interesting stuff in there. Thanks for watching, get commenting below, have a good day, and I'll speak to you very soon.